Yeah, we're gonna call a spade on this one. Some people gonna be mad at me, and I'm fine with that too. But we're gonna call a spade on this one. And I don't have much time to be able to uh, talk about this like I want to, but we're gonna call a spade on this one. Um, this is the tale of two moms who been in situations regarding their children. And those of y'all who know me, I talk about children and child advocacy and a variety of other different things that I talk about. So I know I have this streaming on various channels, but I'm not just about firearms. Okay, I'm about stuff regarding child advocacy, parenting, a variety of other different things. So let's go on and have that conversation. So let's go on ahead and get some more people in here before we go on ahead and just dive in and just have that conversation. Give you a little bit of a story behind this. What's going on? Let's just have you all come on in. If you're coming on in, just hit the like, comment, all that great stuff. Share this because I'd like to hear your thoughts. I'd like to hear your thoughts. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Yeah, let me see. There we go. Good, 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 good. Okay, yeah, this is a good one. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Yep. Okay, this is the one I want to share. Let's go on ahead. Let's go on ahead and let's dive into this. I'm looking at the comments in a minute. Give me one. I'm just setting stuff up because there was a press conference that came out. What's going on? There was a press conference that came out, and in this press conference that came out, I'm sure Facebook is not carrying this. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, Facebook is not carrying this. But that's fine. We're going to go on ahead for those who are watching and those who will watch. Let's go on ahead and talk about it. Let me get to that video. Kind of one of the reasons I do talk about stuff like this. Hey, what's going on, James? What's going on, TNT? You said you really think they realize they're about to lose their future. I don't know what that means, Mr. Notorious. Type that again so that I can go on ahead and read that in its entirety. I don't understand what you were saying. Yeah, do me a favor, tap the screen, get the likes up, or tap the like button, share this, share this, share this. I want the numbers. Hey, Toy Toy, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? All right. So before we go on ahead and dive into it, here we go. Here's a disclaimer: video and other authorized use of other people's content is authorized pursuant to Title 17 United States Code Section 107 Copyright Law for fair use, criticism, teaching. Again, I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. I'm a criminal justice lecturer and instructor teaching a variety of disciplines, and this commentary is for educational purposes only. Please like, comment, share, and let's get into the conversation. So we are talking about the situation where the mother of two kids who the kids lost their lives in a Motor City casino garage. It was a sad story, and especially I feel a lot of sympathy for the children, a lot of sympathy for the children. I don't know if it's sympathy or empathy, both sympathy and empathy for the children. Okay. That was a sad situation. This did not have to happen. And one of my posts on Facebook that I talked about the tale of two moms, it has since gone viral on Facebook. And so I figured I was going to go ahead and talk live and give more context to that because, again, these children did not deserve that. They didn't deserve that. Okay. So let's go on ahead and watch the video and then we will talk about it. Here we go.
The sibling tragedy that shook Metro Detroit after two kids died of apparent hypothermia in a casino parking garage. Welcome to 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
I'm Simon Shakette. This story has devastated our area. Just moments ago, 7 News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham talking with the mother of those two children.
Darren joining us live right now from Detroit's west side with more from their conversation. And Darren, so many people talking about this. This is simply heartbreaking.
Very heartbreaking, Carolyn Simon. Moments ago, I did have the opportunity to speak to Tatiana Williams, who lost her 9-year-old and her 2-year-old, also in the vehicle at the time, her 4-year-old and her 8-year-old. Also, Tatiana's mother and her 2 siblings, a 13-year-old and a 17-year-old, also stay in that vehicle. She tells me that she has been homeless for 3 months and that she is trying to do better for herself, trying to get back on her feet. She told me she's a CNA, a medical assistant, and that she was actually about to start a new job tomorrow. And so I did speak with her, and I asked her, one of the questions I did ask her was to take me back to yesterday.
Yesterday, I woke them up to wake them up from school. My son wasn't moving. And I kept saying, Freddie, please get up. Please. Please, for me, just get up. Don't do this to me. And I tried to give him CPR because I'm a senior and a medical assistant. I've been working there since I was 17. I tried to give him CPR and I was just giving him CPR. I just kept saying, Freddie, don't leave me. Don't leave me, please. I saw the green and brown stuff come out of his mouth. I instantly rushed him to the hospital. I was yelling out the window, stop, stop, stop. We got to get through traffic. My baby, he's dying. We get to the hospital. I told valet, can you go get some help? He took too long, so I got out the car to get help. They came to the car, instantly grabbed my baby out and said, get a stretcher. He's not breathing. Help. Cold blue. Everybody tried. I didn't even know my 2-year-old was dying. I was in it with my 9-year-old. And they brought her in right after they pronounced him dead. And my mama came to me, she said, Yaya. That's what we call her, but her name is Amelia. We just call her Yaya. And they said she wasn't breathing. And they pronounced her dead too. I asked everybody for help. I called out of state. I called cities I didn't know. I called cities people asked me to call. I even asked Detroit. I've been on cam list for the longest. Everybody now wants to help. After I lost 2 kids, I've been asked for help. I feel like it wasn't their time. I did everything I was supposed to do. They had everything. Everything they wanted. Only thing they didn't have was a house. But from electronics to clothes, anything they asked me for, my kids didn't even get whooped. I lost the one who made me a mother. I lost a 2-year-old. It hurt losing 2 kids in one night. You know, I don't wish this on nobody. And if you can get help, please go get help. Because I don't want nobody else to go through what I'm feeling. Just wherever you can get help from, if it's not from the city, the state, no other city or state, just go. Like, you don't have to suffer.
It's very, very, very heartbreaking. The new McFall Brothers Funeral Home is covering the children's burial plans and funeral expenses. Williams, 29, she's 29 years old. She is also receiving help from Detroit Power Detroit, that organization. That's the building that we're actually standing outside of here, where we spoke to her not long ago. And so anyone who is interested in helping her family, we'll be sure to get that information on our website, WXYZ.com. And 7 News Detroit will have more from Williams on later versions of 7 News Detroit. Live on the West Side, Darren Cunningham, 7 News Detroit.
Darren, our hearts just go out to that family. So much pain there. It's so difficult to watch her go through that and to explain what she's been through and to still find a way to share that message.
All right, so I'm not going to play the whole thing because let's go to this. The press conference with the Detroit police chief and the mayor. See, there's what she's saying, and I do have notes on what she's saying, but let's look at it from the investigative aspect of it because I got questions. Now, some people would ask, where was the father? Where was the father? So let's actually go to that first. Let's go to that first. And then when we go to that, it'll bring some context. It'll bring some things to light as to his side of the story. and then we'll go on ahead and dive in.
Turn to our other big story of the night. A father speaking to us tonight after learning 2 of his kids died from exposure to the cold in a casino parking lot.
Yesterday, 7 News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham spoke to the mother of those 2 kids about the tragic situation.
Yesterday, I woke them up to wake them up from school. My son wasn't moving. And I kept saying, Freddie, please get up. Please.
Well, tonight, Darren is getting the father's side of this story, hearing about the moment he learned 2 of his children had passed away.
Darnell Curry Sr. wiped away tears while talking with me about his children, Darnell Jr. and Amelia, and the distressing phone call he says he took from their mother, Tatiana Williams, on Monday.
I went to the gym. As soon as I got on the treadmill, she called saying, can I make it to the hospital?
Can't control the stream, so. Yeah, I don't know why it froze. I don't know. All right, let me get to another window. All right, let's go on ahead and watch this, and then we'll check back with that stream.
Here to give an update about the tragic situation that happened with 2 of our young people, children, that preliminarily it looked like they froze to death.
Darnell Jr. and 2-year-old Amelia died while sleeping in a vehicle at the Hollywood Casino at Greektown parking garage. Investigators say the cause appears to be hypothermia, a tragedy stemming from homelessness.
I tried. I asked for help. I asked everybody, even people out of state. But I tried. I tried to keep hotels. I tried to pay people to stay there. It wasn't.
Yeah, it's dead air. Sorry. All right. Moving on. I want to hear what the dad has to say. Let's go on ahead and get to this. I had a chance to listen to the press conference from the Detroit police chief, and it revealed some other information that made me have questions. Here we go.
Here to give an update about the tragic situation that happened with 2 of our young people, children, that preliminarily it looked like they froze to death, died from exposure to hypothermia. So everything that I'm going to give you at this point is preliminary in nature as we continue with our investigation. So therefore, it could be subject to change, and I'll give further updates later. But the children were asleep in a car on the 9th floor of a casino parking structure, the Hollywood Casino. The mother realized that her 9-year-old son wasn't breathing. Also, previous to that, she had already called a friend, another, close relative, to help, because with the vehicle not running, trying to figure out whether it was a mechanical failure, it had ran out of gas. So they were already on site in another vehicle, attempting with gasoline to get the vehicle started. When the mother realized that her son wasn't breathing, she did make a 911 call, but the friend in a Buick immediately transported the 9-year-old, put him in the car and transported them to Children's Hospital. While en route to Children's Hospital, as they checked on the other children that were in the van, and it was a total of 5 children in the van, They realized at some point that the 2-year-old wasn't breathing. And so a telephone call was made to the friend that was transporting the 9-year-old at Children's Hospital to return so that the 2-year-old could be picked up. Once the vehicle returned, the Buick, we have videotape where we see the whole entire family get into the Buick, and they all were transported to Children's Hospital. With that, like I said, the call came in at 12:12 from the mother. It was very limited information that was given to our 911 call taker as to the location of where everything was happening. It was just at the casino, no description of the vehicle, etc. Our call taker continuously kept the line opening, trying to identify where in the description and what was going on. A 911 call taker called the mom back numerous times, and ultimately we received a call from the hospital that they had 2 children there who were deceased.
So
our officers responded to the.
Let me pause it right here and let me go back because I got questions. I got questions. Here we go.
Also, previous to that, she had already called a friend, another, close relative to help because with the vehicle not running, trying to figure out whether it was a mechanical failure, it had ran out of gas. So they were already on site in another vehicle, attempting with gasoline to get the vehicle started.
If they were already on site and the car had stopped running and there was another vehicle there, come on, somebody sound off in a comment. What do you think my next question is? Car stopped running, called friend came, brought gas. What's the next question you think I have? Thank you. Thank you, Clock That. Come on now. I'm just saying somebody was there to help with the vehicle. Why the F you ain't help him and take them somewhere else? Why not take the babies someplace else? Why not take the babies someplace else? So here's a question I got. Here's a question I got. Who made the choice to say, keep the babies in the car overnight? Who made the choice to keep the babies in the car overnight? What did she say in her press conference she had earlier? She said, I tried to wake my son up for school. This implies that the night before they were working on the car, there was somebody else there. Why between the 2 adults there, no one had the presence of mind to say, let's get these babies to another location. We'll come back for the car. Because all the mamas and all the black women in the community were coming after me for thinking like this. These babies did not have to lose their life. The babies didn't have to lose their life. Let's continue.
Like so many kids at their house.
I spoke with the children's mother Tuesday evening. She told me she's been living in her vehicle for 3 months months, along with her 4 kids, her mother, and 2 teenage siblings. She said that she reached out to Curry, who's the father of 3 of her children.
I asked him, I said, can you get your kids for me? I said, I need help. You know I'm homeless. I done kept a room this long. I couldn't keep it no more.
They were homeless. Had Tatiana ever reached out, asked?
I'm trying to give it a chance to play because I already watched this. What the father had to say, I'm with the father. And I'm going to tell you why I'm with the father. I don't know.
Asking to.
No, she did not. All she said was, can I get them? Can I get them just to get them? And can I get them because y'all homeless? That's 2 different things.
She said she had been homeless for 3 months.
See, that's what I saw, about 3 months, but she ain't never said nothing to me. Nothing. So all them other sob stories, they can cut all that. No, she did not.
Curry, who lives in Novi, says Williams never specified why she wanted to drop their kids off to him.
And here's this. He is right. There is a huge difference between can I get them and can I get them because I'm homeless. Here's the reason why I will understand. Now, I'm not putting up dad for father of the year. I am of the opinion that neither one of them are qualified to be parents. I am of the opinion that neither one of them are qualified to be parents. But let's talk facts. The Black community raises its boys for the 3 P's: protection, provision, and penis. Put them together. The Black culture raises its girls for the 5 C's: cooking, cleaning, children, caring, and coochie. Put them together. You know what I'm talking about. So when Black culture cultivates its boys to be workers, a broke man is like a broke hand, right? Got to have a job if you want to be with me. That man is out there working. What everybody say, I want to protect and a provider. He's out there working. In fact, 3 of her children, he's the father. 3 of her children, he's the father. Is he all that bad? You gave him 1, 2, 3 children. Let's go, because he had more to say. And I got questions. Here we go. If it's going to even play, who knows? Because he said something.
She just asked, can I get them for a couple of days? But I told her I'm working and all that, and I'm out here. We're not close to each other, so I couldn't. But she knows all my family is right around the corner from her.
Did she reach out to any of your family?
No, she did not. And she knows she could have, like we always used to do.
He says the last time he held his children.
See, let's take into consideration that when you talk crap about the father of your children, whether you like him or not, you burning your bridges for an emergency. You burning your bridges for an emergency. If you know you got no one, obviously your family was kicking you out. I don't know if they were kicking you out. I don't want to say that, but your family was not going to be there for you. Your family was not going to be there for you. You probably just spent so much time telling this man, you ain't ish, you ain't going to be ish. You ain't nothing. You were good for nothing. Good. What you good for? F you, these my kids. Put a baby daddy in a position of a single mama, he'll fold. All those sayings that you saying. And then you call him and suddenly expect for him to forget all those things and come get them. Okay, Mike, but still, no. That's not how humans work. And then there is something to take into consideration when you have all these children. Each of these children costs money. That's a space. That's a place. That's an expenditure. That's an expenditure. And what does she say? I tried to ask people, could I come stay? They didn't want all these kids in the house. That makes perfect sense. They have a right to say no. They have a right to say no. And they did and should. These are your issues you have to take care of. Come on, Mike McGrew. You can't see your kids type shit. Come on now. When you talk stuff against the father of your children, you burning your bridges in the event there's an emergency. So his attitude, so to speak, and I'm not elevating him to Father of the Year, but when you do that, you burning your bridges. Now, all of a sudden, you say you got it. I'm independent. I don't need nobody. Okay. One of the 3 leadership styles: participating, delegating, directing. I'm delegating the physical responsibilities to you. Now, you said, did he know they were living in the car? Probably sure he did. As a person who has lived in a car, living in a car ain't all bad. After all, remember, here we go. You said, respect your king, respect your queen, or your whole house gone. We can debate that. I'm not trying to say too much, but being a homeless mother, there is plenty of help for mothers than there are for males in the country. Come on, TNT, let's talk that stuff. You are in the Motor City. You're in Detroit. It's a liberal city. A liberal city. And the mayor in his press conference said something that was so profound. What good does it do to have services if you don't know they're there? Okay. Maybe you didn't know they were there, right? But all you got to do is call 911. Let me listen.
The type we needed here. And then we added a third piece. The angels of this city are our homeless outreach workers. What they are doing out in the cold and talking to our individuals about their problems every day is remarkable. But DPD complained that in the evening they did not have the access to the homeless outreach workers. And so this winter we put the outreach workers on 24-hour shifts, continual service, so that any time of the day or night, DPD can immediately reach an outreach worker and place an individual. And all winter long, I have heard great compliments at the way the Detroit police are working with the outreach team. As people in the city know, our officers do not treat the homeless with a criminal response. They almost invariably go out with an outreach worker talking about where they could go. So, as we look at what happened here, we know this has been a lot colder winter. And the details I'm going to give you are also preliminary. Chief Bedison is examining the side from the police department, but we're also going to examine everything that happened here from a housing services standpoint. And so we're only 18 hours into this, and what I say may turn out to change as we go. But here's what I am told from the housing department that we do know, that this family reached out to our homeless response team on November 25th. They had reached out earlier in the summer and even back into the previous year, but reached out on November 25th, essentially saying they had been living with the family. They were no longer going to be able to keep living with that family and needed a place to go.
Family failed her first. Family failed her first. Black culture is a horrible place to rely on for help. Now, that doesn't mean certain Black people in the community won't help. That's not true. I know that is absolutely true. But that help does come with certain stipulations, certain things that a person has to consider. You see what I'm saying? And you got 5 kids? The question that we're going to have is, where are the fathers? Okay, so we know of the 4 children that she has, 3 is the man I just showed you, the baby daddy. Where's the father of the other one? Oh, let me guess. Did you burn that bridge? Did you burn that bridge? Or, here we go, another side. Is he in jail? Has he passed on to another life? Whatever's. Does that make sense? Let's keep going.
And in the course of that conversation, there was no resolution reached on where they would go. And one of the things that's important when you call our homeless services folks is that if it's an emergency situation, we send out one of these outreach workers. Because when you're on the telephone, you have people with complicated problems. Sometimes it's hard to figure out exactly what the circumstance is. Is it an emergency? But when a homeless outreach worker goes and lays eyes on the family and sees what's going on, they know exactly what to do. For whatever reason, this wasn't deemed an emergency that caused an outreach worker to visit the family. 3 weeks later, we opened the Family Drop-In Center on December 16th. It was exactly the type of situation we opened it for. We were opening it to be ahead of the worst temperatures of the winter. At least as far as we've been able to determine so far, the family never called back again for service. And
that's one part. And the mayor is fair. The mayor was fair with this. The family never called back for service. Here we go.
And as far as we've been able to tell, our homeless staff never proactively reached out to say, what happened with your situation? Was it resolved? Or to indicate that there might be a room available. And so we have to make sure that we do everything possible to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And I'm not trying to talk about an individual employee. I'm talking about the system as a whole. Are we doing everything to make sure people in this city know how to access this critical care? And so I have asked Malia Howard, our deputy mayor, and Julie Schneider, the head of Housing and Revitalization Department, to come back to me with 2 weeks, in 2 weeks with plans to review this and address it. One, obviously, is the history of the circumstances on this family. But I want a review of our call center and the housing specialist. I've heard times that people say, I called and they asked me a lot of questions about classification and the like, and I came away confused. I want to make sure that when people call, they get very clear options when that phone call is made. And I am asking them to put a policy in place that anytime minors are involved experiencing homelessness, that our outreach workers automatically do a site visit. Anytime we've got children in danger of being on the street, I want that outreach worker face to face and identify what the situation is and make sure it is resolved.
Now, this sounds good. This sounds good. But the problem with this is that anybody who's ever been in the public, police, child protective services, DCFS, whatever the case may be, what's the one thing that we have to rely on to be able to actually act in the best interest of the child? We have to rely on the cooperation of the parents. In a homicide investigation, you go door to door trying to knock to get some information. They don't want to tell for fear of retaliation. They don't want you in their business, right? Police get involved. People are worried about DCFS coming to take the children, stuff like that. Like, what he's proposing sounds good, but there are some parents who won't even let you in to do the site visit. You damn near need to get the police to force your way in just to find out what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So it sounds good from a theological perspective, but from a practical perspective, it sounds good in theory, but from practicality, this is easier said than done. You know, you got some parents who are keeping their children as their personal trophies. They won't ask for help because it looks as a sign of weakness, things like that. So I get what you're saying, Life's Fun 101, that he knows that the system is broken, but I'm in Black History Month. I'm going to call on the words of Malcolm X, or the questions of Malcolm X. Why are you relying on the system that you said is your so-called oppressor to do for you what you should be able to do for you? You see what I'm saying? We're going to go there. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there, right? She said she asked everybody. She could not have possibly asked everybody in Detroit. The mayor even said so later on in this press conference. You can call 911. Black folks don't like calling 911 like that. Don't get me wrong. They get called. And guess who does more calling? Black women. Black women, y'all love calling 911 during a domestic. And that's fine. It's your responsibility to do that. Whatever. It's whatever. It's what you do. But if you can call 911 to get your baby daddy, why you couldn't call 911 to get those kids in a warm place? Come on. No, it's the mom's fault why these babies are not here anymore. I will say that to my last breath. It's the mom's fault. Yes, let's keep going.
And finally, I'm asking for a review of our public information process. As you can probably gather, it was up late last night, and I went and I looked at the media coverage when we opened the Family Drop-In Center on December 16th. It was remarkable. On all TV stations, all newspapers, all social media, we had extensive coverage that service was there. But the reality is that somebody living in a car or somebody living on the street isn't getting that information. And I want us to think through how we make sure the people who need it the most know that we are there for them.
I call BS. Let me tell you why I call BS. So I'm going to go ahead and share this tab right here. Here we go. Look. Where can the homeless go in Detroit? Look at what Google popped up. Homeless Action Network. Detroit shelters and warming centers on the City of Detroit website, right? How was I able to Google this and pop it up? She called 911 multiple times from her phone when her kid was getting ready to leave this earth, but she couldn't Google from her smartphone that same thing. I'm not going. Let's go.
The people in this city who are working on this are remarkable. You have got churches, you have got nonprofits, you have got warming centers. You have a lot of people in the city willing to step up and help during the winter. But I think it's really important right now that we just clarify to everybody two simple rules, and we have to do this to make sure it doesn't happen again. If during the day you are in danger of homelessness, you call the hotline. It's spelled in well-publicized 866-313-2520. But if it's after 6 o'clock at night and an incident's happened, you've been pushed out of the house, you're in an emergency situation, go to your police precinct. Because in this city, our police work hand in hand with our homeless prevention folks. And if you get to the police precinct, you don't need to navigate anything. The officers there will greet you and take care of you and make sure you get to the shelter that you need.
Okay, so that's it. That's it. I mean, that's a hard landing right there. We're going to land hard on that. I agree with you, Camille. The mom and grandma should go to jail for child neglect. There are fire stations, hospitals, police stations, and women and children's shelters. And the mayor even said that there was a shelter just 7 minutes away. Mom called one time and that was it. What? How many times you called the baby daddy to get some? How many times you called the baby daddy to get that deed, to get those kids? Come on now. You at least had to call 3 times. Because you got 3 kids. You at least had to call 3 times. But you only called for assistance once. That call you could have put in the 911 to go to the fire station, to go to the ER. You put the call in to a friend to come help you get the car started in the garage after the car stopped. Come on now. I'm going to rewind it back to that part. Sorry. I'm going to rewind it back to that part.
Her 9-year-old son wasn't breathing. Also, previous to that, she had already called a friend, another, close relative, to help, because with the vehicle not running, trying to figure out whether it was a mechanical failure, it had ran out of gas. So they were already on site in another vehicle, attempting with gasoline to get the vehicle started.
Already on site. Already on site. Already on site. Already on site. Anybody want to tell us where the kids were? Do anybody want to tell us where the kids were? Kids, we gonna get it figured out. Were the kids sitting in the other car that was running, or were both cars off? Stephanie T, not a bad question. Was this done on purpose because she can't stand her baby daddy? I'm just saying. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? I think the mom should be charged with voluntary manslaughter. Sorry. I think the mom should be charged with voluntary manslaughter. Let me see if they'll let this play, and then we're done.
Children was a month or 2 ago, and that they typically FaceTime. Moments he will miss.
And there's a police investigation into this. What is it you would like to see come of this? Obviously, nothing's going to bring back your 9-year-old and your 2-year-old.
It doesn't matter to me. Can't get them back, so it's whatever.
Darren Cunningham said.
Yeah, that's it. Now, people tried to drag the dad for his response. My thing is, these kids did not have to lose their lives. They didn't have to lose their lives. Please tell me, is it developmentally appropriate to keep a kid in the car, 2 years old, sub-0 degree temperatures? Did these kids deserve that outcome? Mom needs to be charged. Sorry, mom needs to be charged. See, most of y'all didn't even probably know that the car had already stopped running. See, some of y'all thought that the car had suddenly stopped running while she was asleep. No, the car had already stopped. So the fact that you had to call a friend to come help you get the car started back up further suggest that there was a likelihood that the car was going to stop again. It further suggests that. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
When the mother realized that her son wasn't breathing,
Listen
she
to
did
this.
make a 911 call, but the friend in a Buick immediately transported the 9-year-old, put him in the car and transported them to Children's Hospital.
That is not what she said. That is not what she said. She said she got in a car and was yelling outside the car with all the kids. That's not what happened. The first person took the 9-year-old to the hospital, and en route to the hospital, had to be called back to come get the 2-year-old. Then they all got in the car. Why you didn't call 911? Why you didn't tell them the location where you were at? You couldn't tell them you were in the Motor City Casino garage?
En route to Children's Hospital, as they checked on the other children that were in the van, and it was a total of 5 children in the van, they realized at some point that the 2-year-old wasn't breathing. And so a telephone call was made to the friend that was transporting the 9-year-old at Children's Hospital to return so that the 2-year-old could be picked up. Once the vehicle returned, the Buick, we have videotape where we see the whole entire family get into the Buick, and they all were transported to Children's Hospital. With that, like I said, the call came in at 12:12 from the mother.
Did y'all hear her say any of these things? Did y'all hear her say any of these things? In her interview, did y'all hear her say any of these things? I called the friend. Here we go. We're gonna listen to this again.
My son wasn't moving. And I kept saying, Freddie, please get up. Please. Please, for me, just get up. Don't do this to me. And I tried to give him CPR because I'm a senior and a medical assistant. I've been working there since I was 17. I tried to give him CPR and I was just giving him CPR. I just kept saying, Freddie, don't leave me. Don't leave me, please. I saw the green and brown stuff come out of his mouth. I instantly rushed him to the hospital. I was yelling out the window, stop, stop, stop. We got to get through traffic. My baby, he's dying. We get to the hospital. I told
he picked up. Once the vehicle returned, the Buick hospital, while en route to Children's Hospital, as they checked on the other children that were in the van, and it was a total of 5 children in the van, they realized at some point that the 2-year-old wasn't breathing. And so a telephone call was made to the friend that was transporting the 9-year-old at Children's Hospital to return so that the 2-year-old could be picked up. Once the vehicle returned, the Buick, we have videotape where we see the whole entire family get into the Buick, and they all were transported to Children's Hospital.
Is that what she just said? Do y'all see the conflicting stories? Let me guess. You gonna give her the excuse / reason that stress has her mixing these two events up, right? So stress has her mixing up her statement.
stop, stop, stop. We got to get through traffic. My baby. Instantly rushed him to the hospital. I was yelling out the window, stop, stop, stop. We got to get through traffic. My baby, he's dying. We get to the hospital. I told valet.
Do y'all see the conflicting stories here? I mean, because if this is instant, maybe I need to redefine what instant actually means. I don't know if these are two entirely different events that's being described here. Two different events. I'm not saying she's not struggling. I'm just saying the kids didn't deserve that struggle. You don't have to like me. You don't have to. These kids didn't deserve that.
Hospital. While also previous to that, she had already called a friend, another, close relative, to help, because with the vehicle not running, trying to figure out whether it was a mechanical failure, it had ran out of gas. So they were already on site in another vehicle, attempting with gasoline to get the vehicle started. When the mother realized that her son wasn't breathing, she did make a 911 call, but the friend in a Buick immediately transported the 9-year-old, put them in the car and transported them to Children's Hospital.
Okay, so she did make the 911 call.
While en route to Children's Hospital, as they checked on the other children that were in the van, and it was a total of 5 children in the van, they realized at some point that the 2-year-old wasn't breathing. And so a telephone call was made to the friend that was transporting the 9-year-old at Children's Hospital to return so that the 2-year-old could be picked up. Once the vehicle returned, the Buick, we have videotape where we see the whole entire family get into the Buick, and they all were transported to Children's Hospital. With that, like I said, the call came in at 12:12 from the mother. It was very limited information that was given to our 911 call taker as to the location of where everything was happening. It was just at the casino, no description of the vehicle, etc. Our call taker continuously kept the line opening, trying to identify where in the description and what was going on. A 911 call taker called the mom back numerous times, and ultimately we received a call from the hospital that they had 2 children there who were deceased. Our officers responded to the hospital. The hospital had notified us at 12:47.
All right. Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's it. That's fine. All right. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Oh, maybe I'm gonna keep on playing.
Officers, like I said, responded to the hospital, and from there, we continued with the investigation.
But you get it. You get it. No, she did not. I agree. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. These children did not have to lose their lives. I think the mother should be charged with something. I'm sorry, but these kids did not have to lose their lives, or at least if not charged, there should be a CPS investigation, and she should temporarily lose custody of her other 2 children until she learns the things that she needs to learn to be a qualified parent who's able to find resources. You see what I'm saying? Like the whole excuse, I don't know. Like I wish a mom in Chicago would sit here and say, I don't know where stuff is. Chicago is a huge liberal city. They have a lot of stuff around here. And why I keep using liberal versus conservative? Well, they can't wait to give. Well, things might have changed because now you're talking the so-called migrants versus blacks. There's that issue right there, and black folks saying, well, there's no resources. The migrants were like, hold my beer. We'll take the resources you think they aren't there because we know they're there. You just don't use them. You see what I'm saying? I got a whole lecture on resource scavenger hunts and stuff I've tried to do with black parents with their children, and they ain't want to do it. You see what I'm saying? So I said what I said. Mom should be charged. If mom ain't going to be charged, CPS should come in, take those kids, make her go through those programs so that she can learn what she needs to learn so that these kids can have a better outcome and perhaps survive. Are they going to do it? Probably not. You see what I'm saying? Whether they care about the kids, who knows? I know the family failed those kids. Mom failed those kids. And then her probably having a negative relationship with the baby daddy. That's why she didn't want to call the baby daddy's family. She didn't want to call the baby daddy's family because you just sat there and crapped on him. They probably loyal to him. So now you done burned the bridge. So now these kids are suffering because of your bad relationship handling. Sorry. I said what I said, and you saw what you saw. This is Instructor Mike. I'm out. Peace.